Welcome to Waz FC, and I'm going to be talking about Lukaku. Is he actually a good player? His first touch is shocking, I'm not going to lie. But before that, can you please subscribe, add this up, make a comment, make a like, let's go. What's good about Lukaku is he's actually a problem player. I mean, he's strong, he's quick, he can get around defenders, he can bully defenders, but the thing is, he only does this against small teams, which is his problem. To be honest, he just doesn't do it against big clubs for me. He's not a big game player. He's just a mid-table team player that's got a very good goal scoring record because he scores against teams that are outside of the top 6 clubs in the Premier League. Now, the reason why he's not effective in Manchester United, let's say, is because his first touch is just awful. It's so poor. He can't shield the ball, therefore he can't hold it up, therefore the wingers can't get in behind, the team can't move up the pitch. I mean, I've seen the ball bounce off of his foot, bounce off his shin pad, bounce off of his Timberland boots, bounce off of his chest, bounce off of his head. He just can't get that ball to stick with him. Players like Didier Drogba, I mean, it was impossible to get the ball off of them. They were such a big unit and such an amazing first touch. They were just great players, he was just a great player, but Lukaku, it's just not the same for him. It has not worked out like Mourinho probably would have thought with having a big man up front who can hold up the ball. I mean, that is a style that Mourinho really likes to play. I would say one thing Man United don't do very well is move the ball up the pitch via passing. I mean, if you're going to loft it up, it's basically a 50-50 for Lukaku and the centre-back. And when you come up against top 6 centre-backs, they aren't afraid to go through Lukaku. They're strong, they're very smart, they drop off and just knock him so he can't settle on a first touch. And he hasn't adjusted to that well, and therefore he's just not a top club player. Now, his stats against top teams in the Premier League, so I'm including Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man City and Liverpool. He's got only 15 goals against all these clubs. Well, even Man United when he was at Everton, but across his time in the Premier League, he's only scored 15 goals against these clubs. Now, is that a big game player? Is that a star? No, it's not. Is that a player that Sir Alex Ferguson would have signed? No, it's not. I mean, I guess it's not Sir Alex Ferguson, and we have to consider that this is a new coach and new philosophies, but at the end of the day, he's just not of that caliber for Manchester United. Now, to just break down his stats even more, I've got his goals and appearances against the top 6. So against Liverpool, he's got 5 goals and 12 appearances. Not bad. Man City, he's got 4 goals and 10 appearances. Okay. Man United, 3 goals and 11 appearances. Arsenal, 2 goals and 11 appearances. Tottenham, 1 goal in 8 appearances, and Chelsea, he's just not even scored against them in all 6 appearances. So where does that leave us? It just leaves us in a kind of position to just show that he's not a great player. And I think this all stems from his first touch. I believe that if his first touch was better, he'd be able to play the ball a lot better. He'd be able to link up with intricate play. I think he would score a lot more. He'd definitely be much more of a problem. And the way he's sluggish around the pitch is another attribute of his that doesn't help the situation of him being up front. Now, per game against teams other than the top 6 clubs is 0.57 goals per game. So you can really see the difference that he scores against mediocre clubs, the clubs that are going through relegation, going through a hard time, with the poor defenses. He can exploit that, but against big clubs, he's being exploited himself. He's not even exploiting the defenders. I mean, his best records sit against Sunderland, 8 goals in 10 games, and Aston Villa 6 goals in 8 games. I doubt both of these teams are mounting a title challenge for the Premier League anytime soon, because they're currently scrapping it out, slugging it out to get out of the Championship. So I don't really think that he's a big player. He can clearly get moved on if a new manager comes in, and his time is literally ticking along for when they'll make the replacement. I mean, he came to the club because it was Pogba's best friend at the end of the day. One of the reasons why is because he was Pogba's best friend, but I don't think he is the caliber of player that should be playing for United. I mean, if I start reeling off the list of strikers that used to play for United, we're going to have a problem. I'm just going to say Van Persie, Rooney, Tevez, Berbatov, all amazing first touches, class players, all won the Premier League. So it really does leave Lukaku out for him to be moved on. But we'll have to see anyway what happens with his future at Manchester United, and whether Mourinho going will, create that new void in which Lukaku may have to exit the club as well, as it was Mourinho signing. But yep, that means it might have been 75 million wasted, but sometimes you've just got to take a loss. You've got to spend money to make money, but I don't even see them making any money on this signing. So yeah, that's my view on Lukaku. His terrible first touch, his overpriced tag, and it looks like he could be out of the club if Mourinho goes out of the club and a new manager comes in. But we'll have to see. We never know. I'm just randomly speculating. And thank you for watching. Just follow, subscribe, and make a comment. I'm out.